Okay, this question is called Save the Prisoner. So there is a jailer that will distribute sweets to the prisoners, and the prisoners will sit in a circle, and you just need to find the last prisoner that will get the sweet. So let's just say, for this example, so 5 is the number of prisoners, and the number of sweets. Let's just ignore the last argument, okay? So if the number of sweets is 2 and the number of prisoners is 5, let's just assume it will always start, the distribution will always start at the first prisoner. So you go to the first, you go to the second, and because it's only 2 sweets, the second prisoner will output the number of it. Yeah, they tell you, they tell you that you need to print the number of prisoner, print the chair number that the prisoner sit in, that you need to warn, because the last suite is awful test. Okay, but basically you just need to print out the last prisoner will take the suite. So in this case it's 2. In the second case the number of suites is 5, and the number of prisoners is 5, the number of suites is 2, and you'll start distributing the suites at the position 2. So you start at 2, the second one is 3, and this is the last number of suites. So you print out 3. But I think as soon as I read this, I knew that you will need mod, but the issue is the third argument, which is the starting point of the distribution. This is the hard point, the hard thing about this question, because if you think about it, let me just return which is the number of suites, mod n. So in this case it will return 5, assuming that I'm always starting at the first prisoner. So here we have 19 as the number of suites. So if you keep counting, distributing one by one from 1 to 7, so you will go 2 times, and the third time you will stop at the prisoner number 5, and you output that. But the issue is that sometimes you will start from maybe the prisoner number 4. So, and this is wrong. You want to stop at prisoner number 5. So you need to shift the starting point. You need like, okay, mod n plus the number of shifts we have to do. So like this. So mod n plus the starting position. It's always -1, always. So this is the starting point of our solution. -1 because starting at position 1 will give us a specific value, but if we shift it by 2 or 3 positions, we will just -1 from it, the starting point. And all of that you need to mod it by, so because let's say that the mod value is like 11. So this is a good example. So the mod value is 8, the result is 8, but the number of prisoners is 7. So the correct answer here is 1. So what you need to do is just like to map the values that go beyond the number of prisoners to recycle from 1 to the number of prisoners. So you can do this by by just mod this by n. So 1. Yeah, the number of the eighth prisoner is 1, because the last one is 7. But there is an issue here. Imagine that I think if I made this 18, yes, if I made this 18 and I'm starting at 4, the result will be 0, which is wrong. This means we distributed the number of suites evenly between all of them, and in this case you just need to return or and the last prisoner in this case. So let me go submit this. It's just as simple as that, and as you can see I already solved it the same way, so like this. So let's try to submit it. I hope this was clear. It's not yeah, I hope this was clear. You can do loops, but I think it will take some time if you look at the constraints. So you might lose if you are using Java or something like this. You might use long data type. Yeah, so it works. Thank you.